Let's begin our journey back in time to a world before breath, before life as we know it. Imagine Earth, 3 billion years ago. The skies were strange, filled with methane, carbon dioxide, and toxic gases. No oxygen to breathe. To us, it would have been deadly, but in those hostile seas, something tiny was stirring, something that would change everything. Meet cyanobacteria, microscopic pioneers. Using sunlight, they mastered a new trick, photosynthesis. With every breath of light, they made energy and released oxygen. At first it seemed harmless, just bubbles rising in the water, but this waste gas would become the most powerful force Earth had ever seen. But this newly produced oxygen, a highly reactive element, didn't immediately escape into the atmosphere. For hundreds of millions of years, the early oceans acted as a massive sink, saturated with dissolved iron from undersea volcanic vents. As cyanobacteria pumped out oxygen, it found an immediate partner, triggering a colossal reaction that rusted the seas red. This newly formed iron oxide, or rust, was insoluble, so it precipitated out, sinking to the ocean floor. Over eons, it settled in distinct layers, alternating with silica-rich mud. This cyclical process built the magnificent banded iron formations we find today, a physical record of our planet's first breaths and the primary source of iron for our modern world. Only after the vast reserves of oceanic iron were exhausted could the next chapter begin. With nowhere else to go, the relentless stream of oxygen finally started to bubble past the surface, reaching for the sky. The planet was approaching a critical tipping point. For eons, Earth's atmosphere was a hazy mix of methane and nitrogen, almost devoid of free oxygen. But deep in the ancient oceans, tiny cyanobacteria were performing a revolutionary act, photosynthesis, releasing oxygen as a waste product. Around 2.4 billion years ago, the planet reached a tipping point. Oxygen finally broke free into the atmosphere. This moment, the Great Oxidation Event, was both a catastrophe and a creation for the planet's dominant life forms, ancient microbes that thrived without oxygen. It was a deadly poison. It triggered Earth's first great mass extinction. Entire lineages vanished as the world they knew was irrevocably changed. But in the crisis, evolution forged a solution. Some organisms developed ways to not just tolerate oxygen, but to harness its incredible chemical power. This unlocked a new way of living, aerobic respiration. This new pathway produced far more energy. This massive surplus was the fuel for evolution's next leap forward, making larger, more complex life possible. With oxygen came something even more vital, ozone. High in the sky, oxygen molecules fused into a protective shield. The ozone layer blocked deadly ultraviolet rays, making Earth safer and preparing the way for life to someday leave the oceans and walk on land. What began as the waste of tiny microbes became the breath of our planet. Oxygen reshaped Earth's chemistry, its skies, its oceans, and its destiny. From this silent revolution came the possibility of forests, animals, and ultimately, us. This was the oxygen revolution, arguably the single most important event in the history of life. It was Earth's first great transformation, fundamentally remaking our world from a toxic, alien landscape into a breathing, vibrant biosphere. This powerful new element, oxygen, was both a poison that wiped out the old world and a gift that unlocked a new one. It set the stage for a biological renaissance, paving the way for the next incredible journey, the rise of complex, multicellular life, capable of harnessing this energy to grow, move, and conquer the planet. Here at FactonicFacts, we show you how the story of the universe is your story. Every breath you take is a direct link to those ancient microbes. What came next? Join us as we explore the spectacular aftermath, the Cambrian explosion, a biological Big Bang that filled the seas with the first complex animals. To continue this incredible journey through time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The greatest chapters in the story of life are still to be told.